It's really interesting, isn't it, Darren? I think the mentality of this Palace side, it's clearly come from the top, it's come from the manager, but I heard Will Hughes, the midfielder, describe it the other day as egos, but good egos. Yeah. And how important is that in a dressing room?
100% important. It's team spirit. You look at some teams. Crystal Palace last season, were they the best season in the best team in the FA Cup? No, by any shadow of a doubt they wasn't. But the team spirit dragged them through some tough games, dragged them through the final, and I think that means a lot. They've got some exceptional players, we know that, but the unity of the team, the mentality's changed to a certain degree. It's a winner's mentality now because they've been winning trophies.
The teams are on their way out here at Selhurst Park. You're listening to the Conference League live on Talksport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk. Well, life is good right now if you're a Palace fan. FA Cup holders, current League Cup quarter-finalists, battling hard in the Premier League. And of course, this season, there are European nights under the lights at Selhurst Park for good measure. Last time out at Selhurst, Larnaca hadn't read the script. They stunned the Eagles, who were reminded to stay humble by their manager, Oliver Glasner, as a result. But tonight is a good chance to remedy that. They're the bookies' favourites to go all the way in the Conference League and win yet more silverware. And a first home win of the league phase will add to the confidence that their European dreams could become reality. They face an in-form AZ Alkmaar though, 5 wins on the spin for the Dutch side, who are third in the Eredivisie. But Palace will be keen to kick on their campaign in front of their faithful. The teams lined up on the edge of the pitch as the Conference League anthem blares out the speakers here at Selhurst Park. AZ in their red tracksuit tops, Palace in their dark blue. And they will be in their traditional home strip tonight, blue and red striped shirts with blue shirts and blue socks as well. Alkmaar in their home strip with red shirts, white shorts and white socks. Steve Parish in attendance here tonight, as always, at Selhurst Park as the teams break away for kick-off. Let me run you through the lineups. It is a strong team, as we mentioned, for Crystal Palace. It's Henderson in goal. The back three of Richards, Lacroix and Gahey. Munoz and Mitchell are the wing-backs, with Hughes and Lerma in the middle. Pino and Sarr are in behind Mateta up front. As for Alkmaar, it's Owusu-Adoro in goal. Dijkstra, Gers, Penetra and Chavez. Koopmeiners, Mynens and Smit in a midfield three, with Patati and Sadiq either side of Troy Parrott up top. Worth mentioning as well that Adam Wharton is fit enough to make the Palace bench. He did have a bout of illness, but he will be there. Darren Ambrose, just before kick-off arrives, I want to ask you about Troy Parrott. I know that, whisper it, your team is Tottenham Hotspur, where he has played before. He's really enjoyed life in Holland. Yep. Could he pose a bit of a threat tonight?
Yeah, he certainly can. Certainly can. If he gets a chance, we know in terms of Spurs fans that he's a fantastic finisher. He's strong as well. And he's having a good run of form. He's confident. He's obviously got a manager that believes in him and trusts him, and he's enjoying his football. So I have no doubt if there's a chance that comes Alkmaar's way, it will fall to Troy Parrott. I think they've got Mynens in the middle, haven't they? That is a very... He sets up a lot of chances, creates a lot of chances, and seemed to be a good partnership. And I just feel he could cause problems. Crystal Palace don't often keep a clean sheet at Selhurst Park, so if he gets a chance, I'm sure he'll be testing Dean Henderson.
Well, these two sit level on points in the league phase of the Conference League. They've both won one and lost one of their games so far, both beaten by AEK Larnaca. Palace 16th in the table at the moment. They did beat Dynamo Kyiv 2-0 in their first game, but then came that surprise loss to the Cypriot side. 15 shots they had in that match, but only one on target. There'll be a change of ends, so Palace will attack the homestyle in the first half, following the toss in the centre circle. Still searching, Palace, for that first home win of the league phase of this competition. These two sides have never played each other competitively, of course, with Palace in their first European campaign. And how exciting it is. The tournament favourites, the FA Cup winners, League Cup quarter-finalists, It's harsh to say that Palace are just a cup team, but they are very, very good under Oliver Glasner in these competitions. It will be Crystal Palace who get us underway. Jeremy Pino just awaiting the referee's whistle. He's checked with both goalkeepers, has Daniele Ciffi, the Italian referee, and we're underway. Crystal Palace's European campaign is awaiting to kick into gear. Can they do so against Alkmaar tonight? Live on Talksport 2. Will Hughes wins an early header far up the pitch for Crystal Palace as the ball is rolled back to Dean Henderson. Strong line-up tonight for Crystal Palace. I mean, surely, Darren, Oliver Glasner will have one eye on that huge game against their big rivals Brighton on Saturday.
In all honesty, no, I don't think he will until he sees what happens in this game. If they go a goal, 2-3 goals up, like I said earlier, then yeah, of course, the eye will turn straight to the huge game on Sunday against Brighton. But at the moment, I think he'll be solely focused on this match.
Here's Dijkstra on the ball for AZ Alkmaar over on the far side, level with the halfway line. AZ Alkmaar in good form, 5 wins in a row for the Dutch side. 2-time winners of the Eredivisie, the most recent back in 2009. Plenty of European pedigree. They've caused a few problems for English sides over the years. They come forward now on the left-hand side, and the ball is played into the centre. Could be an early chance for the left-back, Chavez. And on the turn there was Hattati, the right winger, but Palace can look to come away. They lose the ball though cheaply once again, and forward come Alkmaar. Troy Parrott inside the box. He just stumbles as Mark Gahey comes in to make the challenge. The raucous away fans right in front of Alkmaar as they make a decent start here. Some good football inside the box, but that will trickle behind for a goal kick, and it remains Crystal Palace 0, AZ Alkmaar 0. Darren Ambrose.
Yeah, strong start, AZ Alkmaar. Crystal Palace sitting off them a little bit and allowing them to break forward with pace. Troy Parrott with some lovely touches in the box, as Hattati as well. Nothing really came of it in the end, but yeah, good start from Alkmaar.
Bit of a warning sign early on, potentially. The Alkmaar fans, as I mentioned, in wonderful voice, as are the home fans here at Selhurst Park. They were having a few drinks in the pub opposite Talksport Towers, the Alkmaar fans. Talking of the pub by work, Talksport breakfast back at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Alan Brazil and Dean Saunders. Forward come Alkmaar once again. Ball sprayed out to the left-hand side, and a chance for Sadiq to take on Munoz for the first time. Here's Chavez once again. Well advanced the left-back, and there's a shot from the edge of the box that's drilled in and easily saved. It was Keith Smith right on the 18-yard box. He struck that with the outside of his foot, but very comfortable save, Darren, for Dean Henderson.
Yeah, it was. He started the move as well, Smith. It was a lovely crossfield pass to Chavez, who broke free from the left-back slot from Alkmaar. Ended up back at Chavez, Smith in the middle, but yeah, it was a weak shot in the end. Easy for Dean Henderson.
Well, good early signs from the Dutch side. Is there a sense, though, Darren, that actually might suit Crystal Palace in the way that they like to soak up pressure and then try and hit teams on the counter?
Yeah, it seems like it. The centre of Penetra just had the ball and no one really shut him down. Mateta was the closest to him, just allowed him to play it out from the back. Looks like they've been a little bit more patient than they were here against AEK Larnaca.
The ball hoisted forward by the Alkmaar goalkeeper. That will trickle out for a throw to Palace midway through their half, which Lacroix rolls for Tyrick Mitchell to take. Palace heading into this game off the back of back-to-back wins in all competitions. They have Liverpool's number at the moment, thrashed them in the League Cup 3-0, and followed that up with a 2-0 win over Brentford last weekend. A slight blip in the last few games, but looking like they are back on track. Mitchell awaits to take this throw then. It's bowled into the centre of the park, and Ismail Assar can look to get Palace moving for the first time tonight. Here's Daniel Munoz on the right, on to Jefferson Lerma, just inside the Alkmaar half. He opts to go to the centre-back, Chris Richards. Infield now for Will Hughes. Palace patiently playing it around the back line. And Munoz now has it with chalk on his boots on the right-hand side. Good pressure from the Alkmaar forward, Sadiq. One of 3 changes for the Dutch side tonight, who beat Sparta Rotterdam at the weekend. Their only win in this competition came against Slovan Bratislava. Hughes and Lerma in midfield tonight for Palace. Darren, is there a part of you that maybe would have liked to see, if he had maybe got over his bout of illness, Adam Wharton in the centre of the park tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I really like Hughes. I really like Jefferson Lerma. Will Hughes, unsung hero at the football club, but in terms of creativity, they're not the two that you'd expect to be creating anything for Crystal Palace with the players that they've got up forward. You do need someone like an Adam Wharton, like a commander, breaking the runs, making his runs that he does. I'm sure at some stage we'll see those two in the second half.
5 minutes gone. It's Crystal Palace 0, Alkmaar 0 here on Talksport 2. That's the voice of the former Palace midfielder Darren Ambrose, as Gers has it at the back for RZ Alkmaar. Trying to move it forward for Patati on the right wing. He plays a lovely ball forward, looking for Dijkstra, the right back, who was galloping forward, and in the end Lacroix has to put it out for another throw in an attacking position for Alkmaar. I wonder if the Dutch side are going to follow the English trend, Darren, of launching in a long throw, which Palace have been very good at. Yeah,
it doesn't look like it. It looks like he's going to play it short, but it's been a good start by Alkmaar. I have to be said, they're working extremely hard.
Knocking it about very nicely so far. Here's Penetra, the centre-back, and the ball is forced back to him. Good pressure from Crystal Palace. Jean-Philippe Mateta trying to chase that ball down too. And finally, Chris Richards does win the ball, but then instantly it's given away, and Alkmaar can build once again. Reverse ball over the top this time from Koopmeiners. Out to the right-hand side, and another throw. One over on that far side, right in front of those noisy Alkmaar away fans down.
Yeah, nothing really in terms of goalmouth action at the moment. It's been, like I said, it's been a good start from AZ Alkmaar. It's been a patient start by Crystal Palace. You'd have to say relatively even. They had one shot, didn't they, at Dean Henderson? But it is all in the Palace half at the minute.
Here's Koopmeiners on the right-hand side of the 18-yard box. Crystal Palace managing to force the ball out of play. They've only won 2 of their last 14 away games in European competition. Alkmaar, not the perfect record, but starting brightly this evening. It's back with Gers, their centre-back. Palace struggling to get possession of the ball at the moment. And now Chavez, the left-back, skips nicely past Munoz and over the halfway line. He then runs into a whole host of Palace bodies, and Lerma wins a free kick, which Will Hughes will just calm down and say, let's wait a moment and put this ball forward. And maybe he needed to, Darren. Slightly sloppy in possession so far.
Yeah, just have a breather, and that's what Will Hughes experience, that's what he does. In terms of not lacking creativity, but what those two in the middle do give you, and you just see it there. Lerma blocking Chavez's run, winning the ball back. Will Hughes within a yard of him to try and back him up as well. That is what you will get from them, winning that ball back.
Yeah, the chant of Hughes as he came in there to intercept the ball, but given away once more, and the ball can be sprayed out to the left by Gers to Sadiq on the Alkmaar left. They turn back once more, and Penetra has it at the back for Alkmaar. They've got a stern defence as well. Only the league leaders in the Eredivisie, Feyenoord, have conceded more goals than RZ so far this season. Just 13 they've shipped in the league. They come forward once more. That's a nice ball into the centre of the park. Midway through the Palace half, it's Patati coming forward for the Dutch side, onto Chavez, the left back. He tries to swing the ball in, but that's very, very comfortable for Dean Henderson, who clings onto the cross.
It was a really good move, actually, from one side right down in the right-hand side. So a 1-2, Dijkstra and who was it? It was Minans, made a lovely 1-2. Ended up on the left-hand side, crossing, comfortable for Dean Henderson, but really, really good move from back to front.
There was the man you just mentioned, Minans. Plays it out to the right-hand side, and Patati once again causing Mitchell a bit of bother, but the English left-back deals with him well. Koopmeiners picks it up midway through the Palace half over on the right-hand side. Slick passing, slick movement so far from RZ Alkmaar. And just now, Munoz trying to fire that ball into Mateta for Palace, Darren. Couldn't quite sort his feet out, could he, Mateta?
They just need to get hold of the ball, Crystal Palace, have some possession, because as you said, looking really comfortable, Aizen Alkmaar. Everyone look like a real confident team, don't they, in possession? Crystal Palace just not really got a foothold in this game yet.
Here's the Palace captain, Mark Gahey, who's walking with the ball at his feet, looking for an option. And this time it's Yeremy Pino is beaten to the ball far too easily. Coop Miners can pick it up, and Minans looked to pick out a teammate, but then he lost out to the tenacious Will Hughes, who tries to bustle his way forward and wins a free kick in the centre of the park, 0-0.
He got away with one there, really. Will Hughes just overran it a little bit and just got his toe to it. Gave the ball away, but Coop Miners ended up bringing him down just as he got his toe to the ball. He just got away with that one because the pass went nowhere, to be honest. But I think you just see Mark Gahey in possession, trying to calm everyone down, taking his time on the ball, picked out Yeremy Pino in the middle, lost possession straight away. Just need to get a foothold in it.
So Palace have a free kick right on the edge of the centre circle inside the Alkmaar half. It might be a chance to loft one in towards their lofty centre-backs. Most of the Palace players are up for this one. They have been very effective from all kinds of set pieces so far this season. And it will be Pino with his arm raised, lifts the ball towards Chris Richards, who is coming in at the back post. It might drop here. Oh, off the post. Ismaila Sarr, and then floated back in and headed wide. What a chance that was, and almost Darren Ambrose. Palace taking the lead.
Oh, it's actually wonderful play for Ismaila Sarr, apart from the finish. It was one from the training ground. Yeremy Pino to the back post. Chris Richards rose the highest, got it back across, chested it down. Ismaila Sarr hit the volley with his right foot, just hit the post, an inch inside, and it's 1-0. It's lovely play from him.
What a wonderful way he put that ball down. So unlucky there, Sarr, wasn't he? Did everything right, but it was just not quite clinical enough.
Yeah, it's good goal scoring form, isn't he, at the moment, Ismaila Sarr, and he was almost inches. Then it just fizzled out, didn't it, at the end? Ended up at Yeremy Pino, hit the ball back in. I think it was Richards maybe got the header, put it wide, but that's better from Crystal Palace.
If they were playing Liverpool, that probably would have ended up in the back of the net. Loves playing then. Chance now, though, for Palace to launch a long throw into the box. The throw is midway through the...
You say long? I don't think he's got a long throw.
Well, it's Jefferson Lerma lining it up. That's long enough for me. He's launched that towards the box, and it is headed away. And I think this one will be more agreeable. Level with the 18-yard box.
We'll see, Ollie. We'll see. I think you could throw it further. Watching AK Larnaca, that match, I said the same thing. They need to try something different because he barely reaches it into the 6-yard box. Okay. He's trying, though.
You may well have heard you down there on the near side, Jefferson Lerma, as he prepares to take this throw-in. Will it be long enough for Darren Ambrose to be impressed? He's dried the ball on his shirt, his long-sleeved red and blue Palace kit, and catapults it into the box. It's flicked on. There could be a chance here for Sarr once again, but the keeper did really well to cling onto that ball and then bowls it out for Patati, the right winger, to chase over the halfway line. Needs some bodies in support. He's taking on Mitchell, who's marshalled him into the corner. It's good defending that from Tyreek Mitchell. There wasn't too much of a threat on, but he made sure it was really difficult for Patati to find a teammate. And Pino can hoist the ball forward, looking for Jean-Philippe Mateta. Now Munoz and Lerma winning it in the centre of the park. Bit of a mistake from Chavez. Now Sarr once more inside the box, tries to take on the defender, and Gerst does well to stick a foot in. It's come out for Pino. Jinks past the defender. Good ball for Sarr. This is a chance for Palace. He goes down. Is that a penalty? It is. Ismaila Sarr taken down by the goalkeeper. Or has he given a penalty? Well, the referee has his arm in the air. Selhurst Park were absolutely convinced, weren't they, Darren Ambrose, that he'd pointed to the spot. There'll certainly be a check on this.
He certainly pointed to the spot. I think he might have been given offside. But it's really close, by the way. We're lucky to get a replay in front of us on the screens. And if not, perhaps he definitely pointed to the spot, the official. They're obviously going to check it. But it's good play. They've just upped it a little bit, Crystal Palace, the last couple of minutes.
It was wonderful, that, wasn't it, from Yeremy Pino in the build-up. It looks as if we are still waiting to see if Sarr was onside. I mean, I know the angle wasn't fantastic on that replay that we've just seen here, Darren, but it did look onside to me.
It looked like, I think it was Chavez, the left back was just playing him on. It's going to be really, really close. They're obviously going to look at that. If it's onside, they'll then look at the penalty decision itself, which was close as well, by the way. I think, was it Owusu Adoro and Ismaila Sarr? It was like a 50-50. It looked to Sarr got there first. They're still checking. We're still waiting here at Selhurst Park.
Still waiting. So you would imagine that they are checking that offside. And then you're right, Darren, it's probably the challenge itself. And it is a penalty. Daniele Tipi points to the spot. It must have been the offside check, but Sarr fell in the box. And Crystal Palace have a fantastic chance to get in front in this game.
We called it, didn't we? We called it lovely play. Jeremy Pino looked to shoot, chopped it inside, played a lovely through ball, and looking at the replay, and it was close to a 50-50. It was brilliant play, Ismaila Sarr. And we called it was onside. I think Chavez was playing him on. He's got to the goalkeeper, and he's chipped it over his leg as he slid in. 100% penalty for me, right decision. Wonderful quick feet, wasn't it, from Ismaila Sarr, and it will be Jean-Philippe Mateta to step up for Crystal Palace. 16 minutes into the game. And on the balance of the play in the last 5 minutes, it would be deserved for Palace were they to go in front. Jean-Philippe Mateta on the 18-yard line. Waits for the whistle of the referee. Up against Owusu Adoro in the Alkmaar goal, in front of the Homesdale. Mateta right-footed, it's saved by the Alkmaar goalkeeper. Poor penalty from Mateta. He tried to drill it into the bottom right-hand corner, but the keeper was equal to it, and it remains 0-0. Really poor penalty, Darren Ambrose. You know what? There was a lot of confusion in that penalty. We had the VAR decision. The referee blew his whistle, but Jean-Philippe Mateta didn't realise he blew his whistle, turned to him to see if he blew his whistle, turned his head back around, nothing happened because he'd already blown it, turned his head again, just maybe put him off slightly. Ismaila Sarr, and now it falls from Mateta just inside the box, and his strike is blocked. Palace still piling on the pressure here, but they missed the chance to go one up. Jean-Philippe Mateta missing from the spot. Mark Gahey, nice turn, and finds Will Hughes, who looked to swing on in towards Ismaila Sarr. Brilliant save by Owusu Adoro. Back in again. It's poorly cleared by Alkmaar, and then Hughes volleys it back in off the bar. It's flicked across goal by Munoz, and then headed over by Ismaila Sarr. Darren Ambrose, how on earth have Crystal Palace not scored? Unbelievable. And Will Hughes, that would have been an unbelievable goal. Firstly, brilliant delivery, Will Hughes in the box. Ismaila Sarr headed it. Great save, Owusu Adoro in the box. Brilliant save, parried it out to Daniel Munoz. Got it back in. Missed everyone. Ended up with Will Hughes. He touched it with his left, volleyed it with his left. It's heading for the far top corner. Hits the bar. Come back. Ismaila Sarr then headed it over. What a passage of play, by the way. Started by the penalty miss, and I don't want to give him a benefit of doubt, but there was so much confusion in that penalty. It may have put him off a little bit, but Crystal Palace have just upped it, haven't they, in the last few minutes? And they've cranked up the volume here in Selhurst Park, but there will be some Palace fans wondering how on earth they're not in front. And you're right to point out that volley from Will Hughes. Absolutely incredible technique. He lobbed the keeper from just inside the 18-yard box, but very unlucky. He hit the bar. The second time that Palace have hit the woodwork tonight. They've also had a penalty saved, so a good start for them. What can Alkmaar do in response? Here's Troy Parrott up the other end, onto Mynans. He tried to flick a 1-2 there with Parrott, but it came to nothing. Really good game so far on Talksport 2 in the Conference League. Crystal Palace 0, Alkmaar 0. You're with Ollie Klink and Darren Ambrose here. Here's Mynans for Alkmaar, midway through the Palace half on the left-hand side. Plays a nice ball out to Dijkstra, the right-back in an advanced position, but Palace do well to win the ball back, but then it's given away. And now Gers, the centre-back, can stride forward for Alkmaar. Out wide to Sadiq on the left-hand side, looks to take on Munoz, cuts onto his right, and then the cross. Take a breath. Comes all the way through for a goal kick. What a game so far, by the way. 0-0, but brilliant game. we've missed the chance Mateta had as well, just after his free kick. Set back to him, hit the chance. That created the rest of the play. And I haven't even mentioned Jefferson Lerma's throw-in. He's clearly been in the gym, because about 10 minutes ago I was hammering him about his long throw, and he put a lovely one. Richards nearly lobbed the goalkeeper as well. What a game so far.
Action-packed European football on Talksport 2. That really was a flurry of goal-mouth action after the penalty. Good response as well from Palace and Mateta himself to do everything they could to try and rectify the missed penalty. Palace 0, Alkmaar 0. 20 minutes gone. Feels like way more than that with all the action that we've seen so far. Palace win a throw here on the near side, so
could be
another chance for Jefferson Lerma, who Darren Ambrose has suggested has been in the gym this week to enhance his throw-in. Talking of being in the gym, did I see you with Tyson Fury on holiday?
I did, yeah. What a gentleman, by the way. Had time for absolutely everyone. Fantastic. Including myself and my family.
You get any interesting lines? Is he going to fight AJ? Do we know that yet?
I cannot tell.
Well,
he'll be back.
You can stay up to date on the Talksport Boxing YouTube channel. Here's Lerma's long throw. Once again, it's flicked on, but well cleared by Alkmaar. Headed back in, though, by Tyreek Mitchell. This will be an awkward one for the Alkmaar defence. And there's Lacroix! Thumping finish, but the offside flag is up. Now, this won't be against Maxence Lacroix.
No.
Because he lashed in the rebound. This will be the initial header forward from Mitchell. And
he's onside. Initially, I thought it was Mateta that was going to be offside, because it ended up at Mateta. It may be Ismail Assar or Gahey. All three of them were coming back from an offside position. But I think maybe Chavez or Penetra again might have been playing some of them on.
Well, we should talk about that finish from Maxence Lacroix. Brilliant goal. Dropped down for him on the half volley, lashed it home from just inside the box, and we are waiting still to find out if those Palace players were indeed offside. You seem convinced, Darren, that they were actually in an onside position. The check goes on here.
I think two of them was. It depends if it was Gahey maybe that was in the offside position, ended up heading it back. Take nothing away from Maxence Lacroix. Unbelievable half volley. Kept it low and hard. Goalkeeper Owusu Adora has had a fantastic game so far. Stood no chance on the finish. It must be close because they're still checking.
We await the verdict of the assistant and the video assistant referee, Daniele De Veri. Just seeing,
I think it's Ismail Assar.
There might be one of those Alkmaar defenders.
I think it's a goal. Ismail Assar is the one offside, but he comes back and he's not involved in the play.
So it's whether Sarr interferes here. And I don't think he does. I agree with you, Darren Ambrose. I'll be surprised if this gets ruled out. So you could be about to hear a huge cheer here at Selhurst Park.
Yep. Ismail Assar is probably half a yard offside, but he just runs back. He doesn't get involved in the play. And I think it's Mateta and maybe Gahey that's involved. One of them heads it back to Lacroix or chests it back to Lacroix. Both of those were onside. This should be given a goal, in my opinion.
Well, the wait goes on, and we should talk about that, by the way. These fans have no idea what's going on at the moment. They don't know what the check's for. And it's been well over 2 or 3 minutes, this now.
It's too long. It's too long.
We still await. Will Hughes is stood next to the referee, as well as a huddle of Alkmaar players, awaiting the outcome. The first goal in this game will be important as well, won't it, for Palace? A quarter of the way through this first half.
This is silly, Ollie.
And the goal is given. Maxence Lacroix puts Palace in front. He's mobbed by his teammates, and Selhurst Park erupts. They have the first goal in this game, and will it kickstart their Conference League campaign? Crystal Palace 1, AZ Alkmaar 0.
And listen to this.
That's what it means to the Palace fans, Darren.
You know what, Ollie, is stupid. VAR is stupid. It took you and I one replay to say that's onside. What they were checking, I do not know.
It was a lengthy wait, but it was worth the wait for the Palace supporters. They were in fine voice before that. Now they're in even better voice. And it's quietened down the Dutch contingent of away fans.
They just started to take control, didn't they, Crystal Palace? Last 10 minutes, had the penalty miss, had the big chances, hit the bar, Will Hughes, really upped their game. They're very patient opening 15 minutes, then really turned the screw and deserved the lead.
And you'd think Glasner will be really impressed with the attitude of his players there. Jean-Philippe Mateta, like you mentioned, with that penalty miss around 5 or 6 minutes ago. But since then, they have been peppering the Alkmaar goal. And it is the centre-back, Maxence Lacroix, who has put them in front.
And by the way, I know we spoke about it. What a finish from the centre-half. You don't expect that from centre-halves. I mean, we've seen Van der Ven score an unbelievable goal. Dan Burns score an unbelievable goal. And now that one.
Here's Ismail Assar. Could it be more for Palace? Munoz playing it back across goal, but into the arms of the goalkeeper. Yes, it has been a European week of delight for the centre-backs, the goal-scoring centre-backs. And I tell you what, great finish from Byrne. Brilliant goal from Mickey van der Messi, as I've heard him called by a few Spurs fans, including Jamie O'Hara, who will be on the sports bar tonight from 10 o'clock. And I tell you what, that finish from Lacroix is right up there. Wonderful half volley.
It's what you're taught. It's what you're taught as forward players. If you're on the volley, a half volley, keep it down, hard and low, you've got a chance. That was beautiful when it kept it a foot off the ground the whole way.
Lacroix doing his defensive duties too, winning a header, and Will Hughes then spoons the ball to Mark Gahey, who can find his goalkeeper, Dean Henderson, who punts one long, looking for Jean-Philippe Mateta. Couldn't pluck the ball out of the sky, and Sadiq tries to bring it under his spell for Alkmaar, but the ball got away from him, and here's Daniel Munoz. Midway through the Crystal Palace half, he goes down, Munoz, but it will be a throw for Alkmaar. No real protest there from Daniel Munoz, who started to look dangerous down this right-hand side, as he so often does. Almost half an hour gone. It's Crystal Palace 1, Alkmaar 0. Maxence Lacroix with the opening goal after a lengthy VAR check. Palace taking the lead here. You're listening to Crystal Palace against AZ Alkmaar in the Conference League, live on Talksport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, they're here for it. Ball trickles out of play over on the far side as we watch it. Alkmaar attacking from right to left as we see it. They've earned themselves a throw just inside the Crystal Palace half. And as much as they look quite dangerous in the opening 10 minutes, Darren Ambrose, it's been a bit quieter since then. You're right to say that Palace have found an extra gear in the last 10 minutes or so. Yeah,
I think they were just patient, weren't they, the first 15 minutes? Allowed AZ Alkmaar just to play their game, work really hard. They had a couple of half chances, didn't they? Didn't really test Dean Henderson. And then they just, as we said, turned the screw, up the gear a little bit and really put it on AZ Alkmaar. And they haven't really handled it up to now. It's still dangerous. So they've got a free kick now in a dangerous position.
Yeah, over on the left-hand side, it's probably about 40 yards from goal. It's a chance for them, certainly, to swing one into the area. Palace, such a strong side from set pieces, defensively as well. But it's Coop Miners and Minans over this ball for AZ Alkmaar. It looks as if it will be Minans, the left footer, to swing this one in. Plenty of Alkmaar players up from the back. It is Minans, looks towards the back post. There was a player coming in at the back there. It's fallen on the edge of the box for the centre-back, Penetra. Still alive, this attack for Alkmaar, but then that's a wayward pass. Picked up still by Coop Miners on this left-hand side. 5 yards in from the touchline. That's nice from Ibrahim Sadiq, but then his shot flies high over the bar and was never going to trouble Dean Henderson. 1-0 to Palace.
Yeah, good play, Sadiq, apart from the finish. High and wide. think it was the free kick. As we're looking at the replay now, Ollie, on our screens in front of us of the offside. And I think it's exactly what we said. It's a lovely finish as well. Through the legs of Koopmeiners on a half volley. Foot off the ground the whole time. Brilliant, Maxence Lacroix.
Now, Jean-Philippe Mateta was brought to the ground there by the centre-back Gers. It's been a good physical battle, that, as it always is with JP Mateta. And Palace earned themselves a free kick. It's in the centre of the pitch, midway through the Alkmaar half. So not the easiest to swing into the box, but we've already seen Palace from a fairly similar position.
I'll be shooting from there.
And scoring, probably. We've seen you hit ones from that far out, Darren Ambrose. Wasn't there a goal you scored at a certain ground in the League Cup? Can't quite remember. Some Palace
there was a few. I don't like to talk about it, Ollie.
That was Old Trafford, wasn't it? It will be Pino to swing in this free kick. He doesn't shoot. He lofts it towards Lerma, who pulls off a looping header, but that's easily caught by the Alkmaar goalkeeper. I did want to test your Dutch, by the way, Darren. RZ's nickname is De Kaaskoppen. I wonder if you know what that means. De Kaaskoppen. I'll leave that with you for a bit, see if you can work it out. Here's Jeremy Pino in the meantime for Crystal Palace, who lead by a goal to nil. Out wide for Tyreek Mitchell in his lime green boots, who can charge up that left-hand side. Turns back on himself and finds Will Hughes, who skips nicely past a couple of players, and then Tyreek Mitchell was a bit sloppy on the ball there, and it's given away, and Alkmaar can clear. That with Mark Gahey now for Crystal Palace, just inside the Alkmaar half. Been in control, Crystal Palace, since the opener from Maxence Lacroix. 22 minutes into the game. Daniel Munoz now for Palace, and Lerma fell in the centre of the park, but the referee felt that nothing was doing. He's let the game flow quite nicely, the referee, other than the VAR checks, of course, but that's not his fault. Chavez will take this throw just in front of Oliver Glasner, who's barking out instructions to his Crystal Palace player. Such an excellent manager in cup competitions for Crystal Palace. An absolute gem of a manager, really. Here's Lacroix, the goal scorer, tries to loft the ball forward towards Mateta, who goes down once again. This time, no free kick is given. Darren Ambrose, how are you getting on with De Kaaskoppen, the nickname of RZ Alkmaar?
No idea. Some sort of festival, I don't know.
I'll tell you the answer in just a moment. It's Ismail Assar in the meantime. Now he goes down about 30 yards from goal. It is a free kick. And this is a nice area, a Darren Ambrose kind of area for potentially someone to hit one.
Yeah,
it is quite far out, just to the right of goal.
Yep, Jeremy Pino will be eyeing this up. What would you say? 23, 24 yards out, I'd say. The wall will be just sitting outside the box. Gives you an opportunity to hit one, put a bit of pace on it. Wouldn't be crossing it from here, Ollie. He's got to be shooting.
You would be barging people out of the way, Mr. Ambrose.
It's more of a left-footed angle, but obviously they've not got one on the pitch at the moment. In terms of Mark Gahey could take it, but he's in the box for the rebounds. Got to be hitting this all day long. I think Oliver Glasner's down in front of us. He's telling him that. Looks like he's going to chip it in the box.
He may well swing this one in. All the Palace players are up from the back, and he does swing it towards the back post. It's too long, too far, and goes behind for a goal kick.
I can't tell if that was a cross or a shot off target. If it was a cross, it's a very poor one.
Well, it was never going to trouble the goalkeeper, but with about 12 minutes to go until half-time in the Conference League, Crystal Palace, the favourites, may I remind you, are 1-0 up over Alkmaar, looking for their second win of their campaign, their first at home. As the ball is punted long by the Alkmaar goalkeeper. You are listening to Crystal Palace against RZ Alkmaar in the Conference League, live on Talksport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, they're here for it. The referee blows up in the centre of the park. Will be an Alkmaar free kick. I think it was Ismail Assar, wasn't it, who a little tug of the shirt. So Alkmaar can try and find a route back into this game. It was a bright start from the Dutch side. Here's Penetra, the centre-back, Portuguese. On to Wouter Goos, his partner, and Palace, as they do so often in the Premier League, making it so difficult for the opposition to penetrate them. That will trickle out for a throw-in for Alkmaar on this near side. He'll be happy with this half, won't he, Oliver Glasner?
Yeah, he will. As we said, patient start to the game, then really taking control. They've got a little bit back into the game now. He's at Alkmaar, keep winning free kicks. Will Hughes just given one away right in front of us, right on the touchline. Just maybe needs another goal. If they get another goal before half-time, it'll be a mountain to climb for Alkmaar.
Just to keep you across the other games in Europe tonight, over on Talksport, it's Aston Villa 0, Maccabi Tel Aviv 0. You can download the Talksport app and swipe between the stations if you would like to listen to live commentary of that game. It's Rangers 0, Roma 1. And those games approaching half-time, as this one is. Chance for Alkmaar to swing one into the box on this near side, but Mynan strikes it straight into the one-man wall. Not the best delivery.
That was so poor. One man, Jeremy Pino, not the biggest of walls as well, and he's hit him.
So, Palace 1, Alkmaar 0 here on Talksport 2. Bit of a spell of possession though for the Dutch side. Smith tries to find Troy Parrott, who's been as busy as he possibly can be. Will Hughes tries to thread one through there for Ismail Assar, who was galloping forward, but it's well cut out in the end. And then Munoz wins it on this near side, and Glasner can pick up the ball inside his technical area and pass it to Chavez, the left back for Alkmaar, to take a quick throw to Keith Smith in the centre of the park for Alkmaar. Will Hughes has been across everything so far, and it's been appreciated by this Palace support. Now Gers for Alkmaar. Long ball forward this time by Coop Miners, and that's wayward and just about kept in, or was it? It wasn't, by Sadiq, so it will be a throw into Palace midway through their half. They have got pedigree, of course, Darren, in European competition. AZ Alkmaar, they played Ipswich Town in the 1981 UEFA Cup final. Ipswich famously won under one of your former managers.
So Bobby Robson, the man, the legend himself, greatly missed.
Were you in that Ipswich side? I can't remember.
I think our certain Alan Brazil was in it, was he? May have been.
We'll find out tomorrow on breakfast, won't we? He's back with Dean Saunders at 6 a.m. They also beat Newcastle United back in 2007 in the round of 16 of the UEFA Cup. That's too late for you at Newcastle, isn't it? They could have done with you.
It was too late. I went Marseille, done me in the UEFA Cup semi-final.
Was that Didier Drogba, was it?
It was 2 goals from Drogba.
Oh dear. He went on to
that hurt. That career, didn't that hurt. That was the time we should have won that tournament that year. That trophy, you know that.
Do indeed. Right, free kick for Alkmaar once again on this left-hand side. Alan Brazil did win, I've just heard, the UEFA Cup with Ipswich Town. Well done, Mr. Ambrose. Still not got the Karskoppen though. Still not got it. Alkmaar with a free kick. Very similar position to where Mynan struck the first man in the wall. They trail here to Crystal Palace by a goal to nil. Maxence Lacroix hammering it home from just inside the box. And Palace have been pretty much in control for most of this game so far. Strong line-up tonight, only one change. Will Hughes coming in for Daichi Kamada, who is on the bench alongside Adam Wharton too. Big game against Brighton on the way in the Premier League, but Palace leading here. Alkmaar coming forward though, and the ball lofted into the box by Smith, and then Chavez has won it high up the field. It's fed to Mynan, who tries to swing one across. Richards heads it away with no one really pressuring him, and then Munoz can try and come clear. It's an intelligent pass that to Ismail Assar, but he was well challenged, and it's out for another Palace throw-in. Darren Ambrose.
I'm still thinking of this Karskoppen thing. I'm still trying to think of my Dutch.
I'll put you out of your misery. It means the Cheeseheads.
Ah, so is there some cheese festival or something there, was there?
We've got a famous cheese market.
Ah, I love that. Love cheese.
Love cheese.
Have a bit of cheese. Sounds like Karskoppen could have played for Alkmaar as well at some stage.
Here's Munoz for Crystal Palace. On to Will Hughes, who's urged to shoot for the edge of the box. And he fires it at goal. It's well saved in the end. Maybe quite comfortably. But Will Hughes heard the urges of the crowd here at Selhurst Park and had a go.
Had a bit of whip dip on it as well, didn't it? Right in front of Musa Aduru. It's good game so far. Good. He's played well as well, the goalkeeper for Alkmaar. Apart from the finish himself from Maxence Lacroix, he's done everything right.
And Sarr is fouled over on the left-hand side. Which earns Crystal Palace a free kick. Now this is a good area for them. 5 yards in from the touchline, over on the left-hand side. Definitely a chance to whip one into the area. They've already looked dangerous from set pieces so far in this game. And their record from set pieces is fantastic, really, Darren. I mean, Arsenal, of course, at the moment are set-piece FC, the Kings, but Palace are not far behind them at all.
They're big side as well. Mateta, Chris Richards, Maxence Lacroix, Gahey, you know, he can leap as well. Ismail Sarr. Just looking at them now, they've got a big team. You get the delivery right, you've got a chance.
Well, they've got a chance to do that here. Here's Pino, swings a lovely ball into the box. It's punched clear, only as far as Munoz, who tried to volley it back at goal. Teed it up for himself, but that was well blocked. And Alkmaar can come clear once more with Minans. That's a decent pass to find Troy Parrott, the former Spurs forward who's been quite quiet, but this could be a chance now. Coming forward is Patati, and then that ball looking for Troy Parrott inside the box went straight to Chris Richards, and it was simple enough for him to clear. That was a chance there.
It really was. It was a bad decision. Patati, Dijkstra running, overlapping him. He had Troy Parrott in the middle. He had Sadiq over the far side, and he picked out the one Crystal Palace player, and Chris Richards in the box. Is a poor choice of delivery.
Here's Chavez for RZ Alkmaar on the left-hand side in the left-back position. It's then hoisted forward by Penetra. Awkward one that for Gahey to deal with, but he did well, and Henderson rushed out of his goal to gobble up the loose ball before it could drop to an Alkmaar player. And interesting that Henderson keeps his place in goal too. Darren, Walter Benitez on the bench tonight.
Yeah, but I think goalkeepers more than anyone need to keep going, really. For me, I love the way Oliver Glasner does it. Picks his best side. We said this before the game started, didn't we? Picks his best side and sticks with it. Yes, you could play your substitute goalkeepers, your number 2 or 3, just to give them minutes. But why? This is a big competition that they want to win.
This game is brought to you in partnership with TNT Sports, the home of European football. Palace lead by a 1-0. Maxence Lacroix just after the 22-minute mark, putting Crystal Palace in front. It's a free kick for Alkmaar after an offside. And after a hectic start to this game, Palace have done really well here just to settle things down. They protected their lead well. Long ball looking for Troy Parrott. Physical battle for him, isn't it, against Maxence Lacroix. Now that's a lovely ball over the top looking for Jeremy Pino. Sarr bursting inside the box, and then Pino just tripped on his own laces, it looked like there, really.
Yeah, I don't really know how to analyse that one. It was a great position in the box, coming in, looked to be cutting it in on his right foot, and then just fell over.
Chris Richards with the big afro hairdo winning a header at the back, and then it's given away very cheaply by Mark Gahey. He puts his arms on his knees. He knows how sloppy that was, but Palace managed to win it back, and it's in the gloves of Dean Henderson once again. Hard to see this Palace backline being breached. The ball played out to Gahey, who tries to skip past Patati, the Alkmaar forward. It falls for Lerma, who tries to drill a wonderful ball there for Daniel Munoz. Well cut out though, and Richards this time cuts through the lines and finds Ismail Assar, who's looked dangerous all game. On for Jeremy Pino, and that's a nice sliding challenge there from Penetra to nick the ball off Pino. It's out for a Palace corner.
Yeah,
Palace
good defending, Ollie. Good defending, Penetra. He had to get that right, didn't he? Jeremy Pino, if he didn't get that right, it was a penalty. Once again, long sliding challenge to put it out for a corner. Again, Palace looking threatening, coming forward.
You're listening to Crystal Palace against RZ Alkmaar in the Conference League, live on Talksport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk. We're ticking towards half-time. Will Hughes trots over to take this corner to rapturous applause from the Palace faithful. Arms in the air, Hughes. This would be a good chance, wouldn't it, Darren, for Palace to double their lead and feel extra comfortable at half-time.
Yeah, what an opportunity. 4 minutes they've just put up. I'm surprised at that, Ollie.
Well, it's Hughes with his left foot to swing one into the box, and the keeper comes out, gets a hand to it, and then earns himself a free kick as well, which the Palace fans aren't happy about. Slightly flapped at that one, really, didn't he? But as you said earlier, he's had a decent game so far, the Alkmaar goalkeeper.
Yeah, he really has. He's called upon, saving the penalty. Had no chance for the goal. Yeah, probably just a foul. Was it Mateta just holding his line? But yeah, 4 minutes. It was about 4 minutes wait for the VAR check for the goal.
And then some.
Yeah, then the penalty as well.
I'm surprised at that too. But 4 minutes we have added on, ticked into the first minute of those here at Selhurst Park. On Talksport 2, Palace in the Conference League, leading Alkmaar by a goal to nil. Alkmaar in possession now with Penetra at the back, inside his own half. Finds Chavez, who trots over the halfway line. Will Hughes tracking him well onto Sadiq, who's arguably been the most dangerous of the forwards for Alkmaar so far this evening, but they haven't threatened too much. Could be a chance though here on the edge of the box. There's the strike that comes in. Decent save by Henderson. Comes back out for Sadiq, and Henderson makes a brilliant double save. Got in the way of it as Sadiq was trying to tuck that effort in on the rebound, Darren.
Yeah, fantastic double save. Dean Henderson, first Minans, with a great strike from about 20 yards out. Left foot, strong save, but parried it out. Sadiq following up, you just said, he's probably the most threatening player for them. Think it may have been given offside if it had gone in. There's no real conviction though. Just tried to chip it, and Dean Henderson up really quick, as all goalkeepers do, hit his chest.
He had just strayed offside there, Sadiq, so Palace might have been okay anyway, but good goalkeeping anyway by Dean Henderson. Now Tyreek Mitchell trying to surge forward. He's brought down, and it will be a free kick to Crystal Palace. The England squad's out soon, by the way, Darren. Tyreek Mitchell.
Yeah, it's out tomorrow, isn't it? And for me, I think he deserves an opportunity. I think he's a fantastic left back. Defends really well, gets forward really well. He's had few opportunities.
He had a call-up back in 2022, but with the form that Palace have shown and that he's shown,
I just think, why not? Why not? A few more to go before the real squad's announced. Why not give him a go?
You can hear that squad announcement tomorrow on Talksport. Of course, we will keep you across all of that as it happens live from Wembley. Thomas Tuchel announcing for the next international break. Jeremy Pino lifts the ball into the box. Could be another chance right at the end of this half for Crystal Palace. It's nodded back in by Lerma. Could drop here for Sarr. And Ismail Assar doubles the lead for Crystal Palace. But once again, the referee has blown. Will this one count? Well, the referee says goal. So Ismail Assar can celebrate. The Alkmaar players are furious, but Palace will not care. Ismail Assar inside the box. It was a brilliant flick on by Jefferson Lerma, and it dropped for Sarr to poke it home, and Crystal Palace are in full control in the Conference League.
Full control. Full control. There's confusion though as well, Ollie. I was looking at the referee. He looked to have given a free kick in the box. And then his arm position changed. He's given the goal. It's obviously going to be checked. Don't see nothing wrong with it. It's kept alive in the box. And Ismail Assar doing all good forward, what all good forwards do. Right place, right time. Toe punted it into the corner past Wousadura.
It's a lovely flick on, isn't it, from Maxence Lacroix. Reacts really quickly to it. And there was Sarr to bundle it home via the goalkeeper. I'm not sure what the Alkmaar players were protesting about there, Darren.
No, I'm not. But I looked at straight away, as I always do, at the officials, and the referee seemed to have given a free kick. He pointed to the floor, pointed at their place. Will Hughes, I think, was even saying, "Oh, it's no goal," trying to get his team back. Changed his position of his arm to say goal. Whether he had something quickly in his ear saying it's all right, they're checking it still. I don't know what for in terms of checking it.
Well,
but what a time to score.
What a time to score. But will it count? We're waiting once again. It will be, you'd imagine, a lengthy check. We have ticked well past the 4 minutes of time added on in this half, and we didn't even feel that was enough because of the lengthy VAR checks we've had already. One for the penalty, one for the Palace goal from Maxence Lacroix. The penalty missed, by the way, by Palace earlier in this game. And the goal is given. You can hear the roars inside Selhurst Park, and that tells you that it's Crystal Palace 2, AZ Alkmaar 0.
It's just confusion, Ollie. As you said, the ones that are missing out on what's going on are all the supporters. No one knows what's going on. The Crystal Palace supporters, the Alkmaar supporters. You just see the referee holding his hand to his ear, as you always do. No explanation. We don't even know what was checked there.
Well, we're back underway, and you'd imagine there'll be a bit of time added on, given the goal, given the check that went on. I just cannot see what Alkmaar were complaining about. If anything, their defenders were fouling the Palace players. Forward come Palace once again, though. Here's Ismail Assar, in for Mateta. It's left at the back post, and Jeremy Pino, Darren Ambrose, surely could have stuck there in the back of the net. It trickles behind for a goal kick.
I think he just didn't read what Mateta was going to do. I think Mateta done exactly the right thing. He was never going to score. He had his back to goal. Pino driving run forward. Ismail Assar, lovely cut back. Mateta just lets it go. Maybe he was expecting a little layoff from Mateta, a little touch, and he'd have just finished it off. In the end, just fizzled away to nothing. And what an opportunity that would have been to be 3-0 before half-time.
Well, it could have been comical there as well, because Smith actually cleared the ball into Pino. Could have ended up in the back of the Alkmaar net. Well, half-time then, and Crystal Palace are in front, and they look good for it as well. An action-packed first half here on Talksport 2. Jean-Philippe Mateta missed a penalty on the 17th minute mark after Ismail Assar was tripped inside the box. The penalty was saved by Owusu Aduru in the Alkmaar goal, but just 5 minutes later, Maxence Lacroix fired Crystal Palace in front. A wonderful finish from just inside the box on the half volley. And then just before half-time, Ismail Assar poking home inside the box to put Palace in full control. At the moment, heading for their first home win of the league phase of the Conference League. Darren Ambrose, they're deserving of it as well, aren't they? Yeah, they certainly are. We said, didn't we, about 5 minutes to go before half-time, if they could get another one, go 2-0 up, it's a mountain to climb now for AZ Alkmaar, particularly the way Crystal Palace looked threatening going forward. It's a good start, has to be said, from Alkmaar. Had a couple of half chances, didn't really test Dean Henderson. They're having a few free kicks that Palace are giving away too cheaply. Other than that, Crystal Palace just took control after about 15 minutes, dominated the game. Could be 3 or 4 as well, by the way, with the penalty miss, a few chances. Will Hughes is having a fantastic game again, hitting the bar. All in all, deserve the 2-0 lead, if not more, Crystal Palace. And it's another goal as well, that one from a set piece too. Ismail Assar poking that one home. They are just such a threat, and it's testament, isn't it, to Oliver Glasner, the way that Palace can be so threatening on a counter-attack, but they're so varied in the way that they score goals. Absolutely, and it's a testament to Oliver Glasner. It's a testament to the coaching staff. They clearly spend hours and hours working on set plays, working on long throw-ins, working on corners, free kicks, and it's working. And the set plays are the difference between winning games and losing games. And they're certainly controlling them in terms of that. Missed a penalty, didn't they, Mateta? But what you'll get with Mateta, that won't faze him. If he gets another chance, he'll more often than not put that away. I think his last 7 goals have come here at Selhurst Park. So he'll be looking for a chance in the second half to rectify his miss. But it's been good value, the game, and a good performance from Crystal Palace. He started with a very strong lineup tonight, Oliver Glasner. In your opinion, Darren, can he now make changes? Is this game now comfortable enough for Palace for him to rest some of those legs ahead of that big game against Brighton in the Premier League? Not quite yet, I don't think. I think he'll give it 10, 15 minutes max, I think.
If we go 15 minutes and it's still 2-0, if not more, which it could be, then I think he'll look to his substitutes bench. Maybe bring Adam Wharton on, give him some minutes. Kamada, give him some minutes, and then see what happens from there. I just feel you can't make substitutions at half-time. Particularly, it's been such a good performance. No one's really picked up too many injuries. No one looks like they picked up a knock. So I think he'll give it 10-15 minutes still.
Well, Selhurst Park in a very good mood, and why not? Palace heading for their first home win of the league phase here in the Conference League. They're leading AZ Alkmaar by 2-0. This game is brought to you in partnership with TNT Sports, the home of European football.
Conference League live on Talksport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
This all-new Nissan Interstar van is a game-changer.
Yep, you get a 5-year warranty, load capacity's impressive, everything fits without playing tall Tetris.
You're right. No more twisting myself into a human pretzel just to grab the drill.
And up to 37.7 miles per gallon from the diesel version. I can take the team to away games.
Yeah, and you get up to 285 miles from the 100% electric all-new Nissan Interstar E.
Sam's got that. Uses it to park without waking the kids. Search Nissan Interstar and visit your local Nissan van centre today. Warranty terms apply. 5 years or 100,000 miles, whichever comes first. Fuel consumption and EV range figures are for comparability purposes and may not reflect real driving results. Visit nissan.co.uk.
Yeah, the radiator's making a gurgling noise.
That's not a noise, it's a cry for help. Talk to me. Is it your balancing? Is it trapped air from barometric pressure shifts? I see. Right, a simple flush and some inhibitor fluid will fix it in no time.
Our tradespeople understand what your home needs this winter. Download the Checkatrade app and book a Checkatrade approved tradesperson who will agree costs up front with honest communication. Checkatrade, a job done right.
Checkatrade.com. That's not simple. That's not simple. Now that's simple. Hastings Direct Car Insurance is simple, because when life is this complicated, finding a great deal shouldn't be. Great cover, great price, and a great app makes us one of the UK's top choices when comparing car insurance online. Hastings Direct. Simplicity is the best policy. For verification, see hastingsdirect.com/verify.
Imagine a delicious patty nestled between two buns with cheese and ketchup. It's not a burger. That patty is actually sausage, which makes this a sandwich. A breakfast sausage sandwich. The new $1.99 sausage sandwich from McDonald's. Made with RSPCA assured pork. Until 11 a.m. Price and participation may vary. Upcharges and fees apply to delivery, subject to availability.
When you have a Pixel 10, you may get asked a few questions, like, what is that? How did you do that? And can we use your camera instead? Ask more of your phone. Google Pixel 10.
If you had a vehicle that was written off since 2020, you could be owed thousands in compensation. Major insurance providers may have paid their customers lower payouts, like Admiral, who've already set aside £50 million to pay them back. Thousands of drivers across the UK may have been affected, and the watchdog estimates £129 million has already been paid out. Check now if you could have a claim. Text CHECK to 66886. That's CHECK to 66886 now. Allegiant Finance Services is a claims management company. Claims can be made for free via the Financial Ombudsman. T's and C's apply.
Talksport 2 is your dynamic destination for all the latest sporting action. Featuring live commentary of all the biggest events, including football, PGA golf, horse racing, Premiership rugby, cricket, boxing, and all the big-hitting drama of the NFL. Touchdown! Plus, Talksport 2's official betting partner, William Hill, is always on hand with the insight and in-depth analysis you need. Talksport 2 with official betting partner, William Hill. 18+, gambleaware.org.
The passion, the pain, and the poetry of the beautiful game.
He fires it at beauty!
The Conference League, live on Talksport 2.
Graz, home of no fewer than 4 universities, can Forest teach the hosts a footballing lesson this evening. Here comes Dominguez. Early chance for Forest, maybe. Lays it back to the edge of the area. And what an opportunity for McAtee. Nico Williams this time delivers to the far post. It's headed across the face of goal. Yates. And his header is cleared off the line.
Great clearance off the line from Malic.
Williams is alert to get onto the rebound. Then that could be handball. The referee says penalty.
Definite penalty and a real chance for Forest to take the lead.
Gibbs-White against Christensen. He's had plenty of time, Morgan Gibbs-White, to weigh up his options. Right-footed, and it's saved by the goalkeeper.
What an opportunity in the absolute roof to come off this place.
Comes for Dominguez on the edge of the area. Left-footed volley deflected onto the angle of post and bar. Forest have drawn a blank on a night when Morgan Gibbs-White saw his first half penalty saved. It means it is still just one victory from their 4 Europa League games.
Good evening, I'm Ollie Klink. You're listening to the Conference League live on Talksport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car, whatever it is. They're here for it. Half-time here at Selhurst Park. It's Crystal Palace 2, RZ Alkmaar 0. We'll have full second-half commentary to come very, very shortly. Palace missing a penalty, but still find themselves 2 goals to the good. Earlier on Talksport 2, we brought you coverage of Nottingham Forest's goalless draw against Sturm Graz. It's now just 1 win in Sean Dyche's first 4 games in charge of the Tricky Trees. He gave his reaction to the game to TNT Sports afterwards.
Sean, dominant in spells tonight, but couldn't find a way to score a goal. Goals have been hard to come by for this team all season, improved under you so far. Are you happier at the clean sheet away from home, or are you scratching your head at the fact you didn't go and get a win?
I think it's both. I think particularly first half dominant, not just with the ball, but dominant in the chances created and the quality of chance, other than the penalty, which is an obvious great chance, golden chance, but the other chance we had, from set pieces, but some of the open play chances and some of them final moments where we just didn't capitalise on. So more frustrated in the sense of not scoring a goal, because the first half was a very dominant performance, as I said, particularly with the ball, but also creating good chances. Second half we played a little bit. We've come here with not many options, players who we're having to use games to get them fit because we can't get too much work into them. There were some really good performances. I thought Ibra was excellent in midfield, Yatesy working with him as well. The centre half, Morato comes in and plays well, John comes in and plays well. So some good signs, but you come away frustrated overall, because I thought we were the stronger side overall, and if we take one of them chances, the game often opens up and you fancy yourselves to go and score again. But credit to them, they had to work hard as well, and they stuck at it, and the crowd stood behind them. So I'm not discounting their part in the game at all.
I could see the frustration at times at that last pass, but it was missing. You were giving a lot of information to a team. How far is the group now from representing a team of how you like to play? I thought today you were trying to encourage the ball wide, especially you look dangerous through players like Nico Williams.
Yeah, we want to attack teams, and I thought today, particularly first half, did a good job of that, playing on the front foot, playing with energy and quality, finding the final moments. If I don't think anyone would have questioned if we come in certainly 1-0 up, if not 2-0 up in that first half performance, then the game changes. But there's some good performances, and players need minutes. They need minutes. They need to get fit and match fit. Like Mac has come off with cramp. He's fit. He's looked after himself, but match fit is a different thing, particularly playing at good levels like this.
Sean Dyche there, speaking with TNT Sports. A mixed start for Forest, really, in their Europa League campaign. Just to take you through some of the other scores involving the British sides tonight in the Europa League. Midtjylland 3, Celtic 1 was a final score from earlier on. Over on Talksport at half-time, it's Aston Villa 1, Maccabi Tel Aviv 0. Ian Matson just before the break striking for Aston Villa. If you do want to listen to that game, you can download the Talksport app for free. Very easy to use. You can swipe between the stations. Jim Proudfoot and Andy Townsend, your commentary team for that game. Elsewhere, they've just kicked off in the second half, but Rangers trailing by 2-0 at home to Roma. And in the Conference League here, of course, it is Crystal Palace 2, RZ Alkmaar 0. Let's get some more reaction from that goalless draw between Nottingham Forest and Sturm Graz. Our very own John Jackson has caught up with the Forest midfielder Ryan Yates.
We're disappointed, to be fair. We had a lot of chances, didn't take them, and then I think the second half passed us by a little bit. We take the point away from home, clean sheet, and take the positives.
It's the second clean sheet in 17 games, so it's quite a big deal. How much will that give you positivity going into the Leeds game on Sunday?
Yeah, the manager's massive on a solid foundation and clean sheets. And I think he's come in and done really well on that part, and we'll look to build on it.
How much are the injuries hampering what Sean is trying to get you guys to do? Because it's going to sort of railroad plans when he comes in.
Yeah, I think injuries are never ideal, but I think we've got a strong enough squad to, next man up, and I think some of the lads who came in tonight did really well, performed really well, and we're going to need the whole squad throughout the whole season.
With Douglas Luiz injured, Ibrahim Sangare is going to be an important player. I thought he was excellent this evening. How did you rate his performance?
He was great, yeah. I really enjoyed playing with him. I always do, to be fair. Great player, has some fantastic attributes, and yeah, he played really, really well tonight.
In the final third, it seems that you're creating opportunities, but maybe they're not going your way, whereas last season, Chris Wood would put things away. Is it just a matter of time before things start to click?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've got a really positive dressing room. Ibra, he's the made man from the night. Yeah, we're really positive in the dressing room. Of course, Woody was on fire last season, and yeah, we're looking to really build and put some good performances together.
Ryan Yates there speaking with our very own John Jackson after Forest drew 0-0 with Sturm Graz. We brought you that game earlier on here on Talksport 2. Right here though at Selhurst Park, it's looking very good for Crystal Palace. They are leading AZ Alkmaar by 2-0 in the Conference League. Dean Henderson has just trotted out quite early before any of the other players for a bit of a warm-up. I've got the former Palace midfielder Darren Ambrose alongside me. Darren, just before half-time, we were talking about potentially a few changes. Maybe not at half-time for Palace. I agree with you, that might feel a little too early. But which of those Palace players do you expect maybe will come off and make sure that they're fresh for the weekend?
I think Mateta might be looking to come off. I think he won't want to after the penalty miss. I think he'll want to see if he can rectify that and get a goal. If he gets a goal, I think he'll come off. In terms of coming on, I think Adam Wharton may come on just to give him some minutes. We spoke about it during the half. Having minutes in your legs makes you feel a lot more comfortable going into games. Daichi Kamada as well. Maybe Borna Sosa might be looking to come on. Obviously picked up a red card, Dinar Makiv, so he's missed a few, but I just think they'll give it 10, 15, 20 minutes. If they score a couple of goals in the opening 5 minutes, I think he'll start making some changes.
Well, AZ Alkmaar have made their way back out onto the pitch, and here come Crystal Palace as well, led by Will Hughes, coming back out for the second half of this game. Alkmaar needing a response. They're in their away kit, white shorts and white socks and black shirts. Their travelling contingent, who've been superb so far tonight, in great voice. They were filling the pubs around South London before this fixture. And Crystal Palace comfortable, in control. No changes for either side, it seems, at half-time. So I'll run you through the 11s as we wait for Troy Parrott to get us back underway. For Palace, it's Henderson in goal. A back three of Richards, Lacroix and Gahey. Munoz and Mitchell are the wing-backs, with Lerma and the industrious Hughes in the centre of the park. Pino and Sarr are in behind Mateta up front. For Alkmaar, it's Owusu, Adoru, Dijkstra, Gerst, Penetra and Chavez at the back. Koopmeiners, Mine, Smith, Patati, Parrott and Sadiq. So Troy Parrott does get us back underway. Crystal Palace 2, AZ Alkmaar 0. As already Alkmaar try and find a searching ball over the top for Sadiq, who was pretty bright in the first half, the left winger for AZ Alkmaar. But so far, other than the bright start in the first 10 minutes, Darren Ambrose, you would say that Crystal Palace have been firmly in control of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably disappointed not to go in at half-time more than 2-0 up. But I expect a little reaction from the Alkmaar players. Maybe another 10, 15 minutes fast, see if they can disrupt it. Maybe get a goal, get back in this game. But that opens a lot of it up for Crystal Palace.
Here's Yeremy Pino in the centre half. And then Ismail Assar can spread it wide for the dangerous Daniel Munoz, who swings one into the box. Pino didn't know much about it, but nodded it on, looking for Mateta. And then it's cleared away by Smith. Worked back in by Hughes. Good drop for Mateta from a tight angle. Fires it a goal. It's cleared away. There was no Palace player there to get on the end of that cross-come shot from Jean-Philippe Mateta. But dangerous start there from Crystal Palace, but then a free kick is given away in the centre of the half. If you've just joined us, you missed an action-packed first half, by the way. Palace hit the woodwork twice. Jean-Philippe Mateta had a penalty save before Maxence Lacroix scored in the 22nd minute. Wonderful finish for the centre-back, and then just before half-time, Ismail Assar poked home to give Palace that 2-goal advantage.
And by the way, Will Hughes, I think, has just got away with a yellow card there. Where Palace were attacking, Mark Gahey was right upfield. They were on the attack. I think it was Minans in the midfield. Went to turn Will Hughes, who just grabbed hold of him and held him, disrupting play, stopping a counter-attack. Because he had a big smile on his face, the referee did nothing about it. He got away with one there.
A grin always helps, doesn't it? Sure, you're a bit of a teacher's pet with some of those referees, Darren Ambrose.
Absolutely.
Never get a yellow. Long ball, searching ball, looking for Sadiq on that left-hand side once again for AZ Alkmaar, but comfortably back, as you can hear from the applause from the Palace fans, into the arms of Henderson, who bowls out the ball to Jefferson Lerma, who lofts one forward. Jeremy Pino chasing this one down. It's headed back comfortably, though, at the back by Koopmeiners, the midfielder for AZ Alkmaar. He's the brother of Tian Koopmeiners, who plays for Juventus. Just one goal so far for Koopmeiners for AZ Alkmaar this season. As they play it around the back. Don't forget, Talksport Breakfast back from 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Alan Brazil and Dean Saunders. Saunders the storyteller, as Brazil loves to call him, of course. Here's Gahey. They'll have plenty to talk about as well. Packed week of European action, and plenty to come in the Premier League this weekend as well. Spurs against Manchester United is live on Talksport. 12:30 kickoff. All of the build-up from 11 o'clock from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Now, you sometimes catch Darren Ambrose on the Inside Spurs show on the Talksport YouTube channel, as Will Hughes looks at with it high up the field for Crystal Palace, but actually it was well done by Smith, who got out of a tight spot, and then it's fed forward. Alkmaar on the attack here with Sadiq. Munoz comes rushing back to put him off, but Minans picks it up, and then it's played forward for Chavez, and Richards can clear once more. And then Jeremy Pino, as the ball was fed to him, looked to find a reverse ball for Mateta, but then the groans of the Palace fans will tell you that that ball didn't quite come off for Jean-Philippe Mateta. Now Smith on the edge of the box. Lovely silky feet. It's fed into Minans. Was there a tug on the shirt there? Well, he didn't complain. The Alkmaar midfielder. That would have been a bit soft, I think, Darren Ambrose.
Yeah, it would have been, but I tell you who is complaining. Oliver Glasner is complaining about Jeremy Pino. I think 2 times in a row now he's given it away, trying something flashy. I think he's had a good first half, Jeremy Pino. Been involved in everything good, really, involved in Crystal Palace. But Oliver Glasner was not happy. Tantrum, he went flying into his dugout, come back out, screaming at him. Be surprised to see a few substitutes warming up soon.
Yeah, now Lacroix has given it away, and Alkmaar have earned themselves a free kick. They are 10 yards in from the touchline over on the far side, attacking from left to right in this half, as we see it, towards the Holmesdale end of this ground. And they take the free kick quickly, rather than lofting one into the box. So difficult to penetrate that Palace backline. Good spell this, though, for the Dutch side. Ball fizzed in towards the centre of the box, but then cleared well. Palace give it away again, though, and there's the effort from Smith, and that was close. Just over the bar from Smith, a rasping drive from the edge of the box that may well have clipped the crossbar as it headed towards the top right-hand corner.
That was not far away at all. As you said, Ollie, Smith picks it up, isn't shut down quick enough. Palace giving the ball away, coming out in the back. They won it high up the field. Smith, fantastic strike. And as you said, it may have just skimmed the top of the bar as it went over. And I think if that was on target, I don't think Dean Henderson would have had that covered.
Wonderful technique there from Keith Smith. He's only 19. It is a young side. 3 goals in his career so far for AZ Alkmaar, almost added to that tally there. What would have been a wonderful goal. We've seen a decent one already tonight from Maxence Lacroix. It is Crystal Palace 2, AZ Alkmaar 0, but Alkmaar just testing Palace slightly at the start of this second half. Palace have earned themselves a free kick, though. They are about 35 yards from goal to the right of Owusu Aduru's net, and another chance perhaps to swing this one into the box. You mentioned Palace substitutes warming up. You can see Adam Wharton applauded in the corner by some of the Palace fans. We may well see him emerge later in this second half. He has had a few problems with illness, but on the bench today is Pino, meanwhile, with the free kick, which he takes short, looking for Sarr, who goes down inside the box, and the referee points for a goal kick.
He's not happy, Sarr, and he's got to book him for it. He threw his fist at the official. He thought he was fouled. I mean, there's no point getting that upset about it, because it goes to VAR no matter what. He's got picked up a booking. Sorry.
Took a tumble inside the box, didn't he? We're just seeing the replay of it now, and he slips, doesn't he? I'm not sure why he's getting so irate about that, and he's earned himself a yellow card.
Yeah, and on our replays that we can see Mateta behind the official saying, calm down, don't need an unnecessary booking, which is what he's received. Mateta. Yeah. Just slipped, didn't he?
Just slipped. There was no real contact at all. Sarr, who earned a penalty in the first half that was saved by the goalkeeper. He's looked really dangerous tonight, Sarr. He's in real hot form on the score sheet once again just before half-time. Crystal Palace 2, AZ Alkmaar 0 here on Talksport 2. You're with Ollie Klink alongside the Palace legend, Darren Ambrose. His face is adorned on the stadium walls here at Selhurst Park. Mateta winning the flick on in the air, meanwhile, for Palace. I mean, it's fair to say that most of this starting lineup as well share that status after the FA Cup win last year, Darren.
100%. Legends, a lot of them go down in history for Crystal Palace, as will Oliver Glasner as well. Some achievement.
Utterly fantastic. A dream day as Henderson picks it up inside his own box at the back for Palace, and they'll be hoping potentially for even more silverware, and this tournament surely a big target. They are the bookies' favourites, Crystal Palace. That shot lost to Larnaca here, maybe putting a bit of a spanner in the works, and I liked it from Oliver Glasner when he said after the game that his side have to stay humble. Lovely feet once again from Smith, who has had a really good second half so far. On to Parrott. This could be a chance for Mynans. Comes back out to Smith. It's Mynans inside the box for Alkmaar. It's in the back of the net. Deflected and in. And Alkmaar are back in this game. They have been pressing, they have been pushing, and the Dutch side have found a route back into this. Crystal Palace 2, AZ Alkmaar 1.
And it's a good move. And we said, didn't we expect a fast 10-15 minutes from Alkmaar. We haven't really seen it up until now. And it's Crystal Palace giving the ball away as well. It's victims their downfall, of their own downfall. It's good move, Smith. Great feet, lovely pass. Troy Parrott sees the run, almost gets it right. Munoz needs to do better. Comes back out to Smith, finds Mynans. And it's a lucky finish, has to be said. It's deflected. Comes off Daniel Munoz. Deflected over Dean Henderson.
Huge deflection off Munoz. How will Crystal Palace respond then? Their noise level increases from that packed away end now. And some of the Alkmaar players sprinted over to their contingent and waved their arms as if to say, come on then, we can get more out of this game. They've deserved that as well, Darren. They've been the brighter side in the last 5 minutes or so, Alkmaar. Huge deflection, as you say, though, in the finish off Daniel Munoz. I mean, Henderson had absolutely no chance. And wonderful vision as well from Troy Parrott. You might question that Palace defending, though. Meanwhile, long throw launched into the box by Jefferson Lerma. It's headed back in by Munoz. This is where Palace can be so effective sometimes, those second balls inside the box, but on this occasion Alkmaar look to come clear. It's then punted forward and into the arms of the Alkmaar goalkeeper. Sense a few nerves now, maybe, from Selhurst Park, Darren Ambrose.
Yeah, I mean, AZ Alkmaar's got their tails up now. Expected it, and I think they expected it, and I think that's why Oliver Glasner is so disappointed in his dugout, getting frustrated, because they're giving the ball away. They're making too many mistakes, a little bit sloppy this opening 10 minutes.
Here's Mateta on the centre circle. Lovely ball through. Here's Ismaila Sarr, and he makes it 3. Wonderful finish from Ismaila Sarr, and just like that, the 2-goal cushion is back for Crystal Palace, and they are back in control. Wonderful ball through from Jean-Philippe Mateta, split the defence, and there was Sarr in red-hot form. to place it into the bottom corner, and it's Crystal Palace 3, AZ Alkmaar 1.
No nerves now. What a response. We said they were sloppy. This certainly wasn't sloppy. And Jean-Philippe Mateta, lovely play, lovely forward play, held it up, strong. Look at the vision, plays it through the defence. Ismail Assar with a lovely run. Can he get the finish? Of course he can. He's on top form in front of goal, and it's a lovely finish. The goalkeeper, Arusu Adore, is looking at the big screen, watching the replay. Could he have done better? No chance.
That is a man in red-hot form, and the Palace fans belt out his song. Sarr will tear you apart again. And boy, did they tear the Alkmaar defence apart there. Crystal Palace. So devastating on the counter-attack. Just like that, they can hit you.
Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely, Ollie. Lovely. Jean-Philippe Mateta. Great forward play. Missed his penalty, but he's been involved. He's been a leader on the pitch. Strong forward play and lovely vision, but the run and the finish from Sarr. He's a player on razor-sharp form.
The Palace fans have found their voice once again. Almost an hour gone, and it is Palace who lead Alkmaar by 3 goals to 1. Just 3 minutes between Mynens getting Alkmaar back into this and Sarr with a devastating blow. And the Palace fans find their voices once more. Those red and blue flags being waved in the Homestyle end by the Palace fanatics. Such a good atmosphere here at Selhurst Park, always. But these European nights, we knew they would be special. It's certainly been that way. Brilliant game so far, action-packed. But Palace with that 2-goal cushion once more. Here's Munoz for them. Inside the Alkmaar half, he tried to play a ball over his shoulder and easily collected by Smith. He once again drives forward. He's really bright, Keith Smith, the 19-year-old. This is Crystal Palace against AZ Alkmaar in the Conference League, live on Talksport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car, whatever it is, they're here for it. Well, Darren, almost an hour gone in this game, and Palace at one point, maybe, as we mentioned, might have been feeling a little bit nervous, and it's not over yet, this game. City in a central position, trying to play the ball forward for the advancing Dijkstra, the right back, but it's well dealt with by the captain, Mark Gahey. And Henderson can punt one forward for Palace. But now that that 2-goal cushion has been restored, you expect Oliver Glasner maybe to start looking at his substitutes.
Yeah, perhaps. I think he's coming up to an hour mark now, and I think he will be looking soon. But everyone looks fresh still. No one's really, it seems like they're struggling. Say Daniel Munoz's energy is something I've never seen before. He gets up and down and up and down. Seeing it live is incredible.
Over on Talksport, by the way, in the Europa League, it's now Aston Villa 2, Maccabi Tel Aviv 0. Daniel Marlon from the penalty spot. So Villa looking comfortable over on Talksport. Earlier on, Nottingham Forest 0-0 with Sturmgratz. That's a lovely ball through. Mateta charging at goal inside the box. Jean-Philippe Mateta drags it just wide. Once again, Palace surging forward on the counter-attack. Alkmaar can't deal with them. He was wide of goal though, Mateta. It was a tight angle, and he fires it wide of the post, Aaron Ambrose.
Yeah, it's that partnership. Mateta and Sarr. This time it was the other way. Sarr feeding Mateta. He's looked up again. He could perhaps cut it back to Pino, or the on-run, I think it was Mitchell that was coming in at the back post. Decided to hit it, why not? He's a forward, he wants a goal. He just dragged it wide, didn't he, a couple of feet.
He didn't hit it as cleanly as he might have liked there, I think.
No, but it's those two again looking dangerous, threatening. It was Mateta that fed Sarr for his goal, and it was the other way round. Sarr feeding Mateta. Just couldn't get the finish, could he?
Change for AZ Alkmaar, or 2 changes. Dijkstra, one of those who has made way, and on comes Mistovic, who started their last game against Sparta Rotterdam. He was one of a few changes for the Dutch side tonight. And Patati has also made way, the right winger for RZ Alkmaar, so an attacking change as well as they surge forward now. Ball played long in search of Sadiq, who looks to have switched, Darren, I think, to the right-hand side.
Yeah, he has. He's just picked up a hefty challenge from Mark Gahey. He's up and he's walking around.
So, Martin Martens, the Alkmaar manager, the Belgian, looking to try and respond. But I tell you what, Palace weren't far away there with Jean-Philippe Mateta from putting this one to bed. This is Palace 3, Alkmaar 1 on Talksport 2. Here come Alkmaar once again. They've played some nice football at times tonight, but that's well cut out by Daniel Munoz. You're right about his energy levels, Darren.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Absolutely unstoppable at times. And here come Palace once more. Sarr with a nice ball to find Jeremy Pino, and Mateta does really well to hold that up. Actually, he found himself in a crowd of bodies, and then Gahey skillfully takes it past Sadiq, surging forward. Gahey now Jeremy Pino, edge of the box on his right foot. He jinks past a couple of players and then goes down, but I think he was searching for a free kick there, and the referee says nothing doing. Sadiq now trying to hoist it forward for Alkmaar, and then Gahey with a reverse ball that has dribbled through for Mateta on the byline. Left-footed cross looking for Munoz at the back post, but it's over his head. And Alkmaar can try and come clear with Isaac Jensen, one of the other substitutes to have come onto the pit field in the left wing position. Here is Jensen surging into the centre of the park. He's midway through the Alkmaar half, and then he goes down. That was a foul, and Alkmaar have earned themselves a free kick.
It's good forward play again, Mateta. Except what he's doing, he's finding himself too wide. The chance he had, he was a little bit wide. This time he's wide on the left, tried to deliver it in. And here they come, those changes we mentioned, Ollie.
Well, it is Will Hughes making way. Don't worry, that is not booze that you hear. It is his name being shouted out by these Palace fans who appreciate his work rate and his efforts tonight. It's Daichi Kamada who will be coming on, as well as Adam Wharton, who will make his way onto the field. And the other change sees the 2-goal hero Ismail Assar come off and Kamada come on in his place. So you'd imagine, Darren, despite the fact that Kamada recently has played a bit of a deeper role for Crystal Palace, it will be Kamada taking that position of Ismail Assar, just in behind Jean-Philippe Mateta alongside Jeremy Pino, and of course Adam Wharton alongside Jefferson Lerber in midfield.
Yeah, seems that way. He's run out over to the right-hand side, Kamada. You know what? If I'm on the bench, I'm looking, if I'm Kamada, thinking there's opportunities for a goal here.
Well, here he is, Kamada, with some silky footwork, but couldn't quite get away there from Dimit, who's come on for RZ Alkmaar. And it's worth mentioning, isn't it? We said it before the game, Darren, but RZ Alkmaar are certainly a side in this competition with a lot of European pedigree, certainly one of the sides that, you know, you might look at the start and think that they would be a tough test. And so far, Palace are passing that and then some. Here is David, the left back for RZ Alkmaar, trying to play it forward towards Isaac Jensen, who's lost the ball, but it will be out for an Alkmaar throw in front of their own contingent of away supporters, far over on the left-hand side. I feel it will be an uphill task now for Alkmaar to try and get back into this game. Sadiq pressured well by Palace captain Mark Gahey, in fact too well. He's fouled him, and it will be an Alkmaar free kick. Darren Ambrose.
It's been a good performance from Crystal Palace this whole match. They conceded 53rd, 54th minute. We expected it. But the whole match, really, they've just dominated. They've been patient to start with. When they go forward, they're frightening. Jeremy Pino's been involved in a lot. And obviously now they've got the fresh legs and Kamada and Wharton on the pitch. I don't expect this to be the end of the goal scoring.
Well, Alkmaar have it for the time being. The Portuguese centre-back, Penetra, barking orders at some of his other teammates, seems frustrated that he can't cut through those Palace lines. The Palace guard at the back, which has been so effective. Nice feet from Yeremy Pino, gets a few fans off their seats, and he earns himself a free kick. And then a yellow card is dished out for Minans for the challenge on Pino. And Palace have a free kick, I would say 30 yards out, just to the left of goal. As we said in the first half, Ambrose shooting territory.
Got to shoot. Stop trying to chip it in. Doesn't work.
You got your boots?
Scored many from there. I'll show you one. But he got an applaud from his manager as well there, Yeremy Pino. I know I said he was criticising him earlier, but it was good play. Lovely dribble, driving through the middle. He had an opportunity actually to find Kamada. Didn't do it, chopped inside, won his team a free kick, got an applaud from his manager.
So Yeremy Pino standing over this free kick. Plenty of Palace players up from the back, as always. So effective so far in this game. Pino drifts it towards the back post. It's headed back across goal, and there's Lacroix looking for his second of the evening. But his header was high and wide.
That was an easier chance than his goal as well. Pino, and it was Gay at the back post. Lovely header back across goal. Perhaps a slight push from Lacroix, but headed it all wrong.
He's been so effective, though, hasn't he, Lacroix, from those attacking positions. You know, he got the assist earlier for the Ismaila Sarr goal. He scored one himself tonight. Real attacking threat. Here's Chris Richards at the back for Crystal Palace. Interesting, actually, tonight, the selection of Chris Richards, because JD Cambo had played in that game against AEK Larnaca, Darren. He'd given the ball away. It was a tough night, wasn't it, for the youngster, and Glasner this time opting to play Chris Richards.
Yeah, of course. Disappointing for Cambo as well. But yeah, he struggled a little bit. You can see he's got something. He's got pace and power. But he just got a little bit sloppy in the Larnaca game, and it was his giveaway that gave them the goal.
22 minutes to go on Talksport 2. Crystal Palace 3, AZ Alkmaar 1 in the Conference League. Can Palace add to that now? Yeremy Pino charging forward, looking for Kamada, but the ball easily cut out, and now Alkmaar can come forward. Nice lofted ball from Troy Parrott to find Sadiq on this right-hand side. Bodies arriving, Troy Parrott trying to win the ball. That's good defending, isn't it, from Chris Richards. Got across his man so well there, and negated the threat. Now Smith, the tricky Smith, who's been the bright spark really for Alkmaar in this second half. Now Kamada, though, can bring it forward for Crystal Palace over the halfway line. Pino tried to chip it forward for Jean-Philippe Mateta, who himself has been in good goal scoring form. He'll want a goal tonight, I think, having missed the penalty earlier on, Darren.
Yeah, he certainly will. He won't be looking at the substitutions, warming up. He won't want to be coming off this match. He's had a few opportunities as well. He did against Larnaca as well. Could have had a hat-trick there. He probably could have had two this evening, and he'll be waiting for another opportunity.
That's the former Palace midfielder Darren Ambrose. You're listening to Crystal Palace against AZ Alkmaar in the Conference League live on Talksport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, they're here for it. So Alkmaar have this one at the back. These two at the moment level on points in the league phase of the Conference League. Of course, the league phase that we see across European football now. Are you a fan of it, Darren?
I am, actually, yeah. I do like it. It gives a bit of jeopardy towards the end in particular. I do enjoy it.
Nice challenge over on the right-hand side from Maxence Lacroix. He was asked how he was going to deal with Troy Parrott before this game, and he just said, look, I'm just going to concentrate on myself. And he's done a good job of dealing with some of the best strikers in the Premier League so far this season, and so far he's kept Troy Parrott pretty quiet.
Missed his opportunity though, didn't he? Could have kept saying what? What?
Very good. Palace 3, Alkmaar 1. Alkmaar have a corner over on the left-hand side, which they will look to swing into the box. Early in this second half, looked like they'd got themselves back into the game. 19 minutes to go now here, though, at Selhurst Park. They're going to have to get a goal soon if they're going to try and get anything from this game. Ball lifted in to the box. Chris Richards heads it up, but not away. And Alkmaar can rebuild once again with Chavez. It's then swung in by Coop Miners. Hasn't quite gone out of play. Awful ball in. But that's wonderful skill from the goal scorer Miners to bring it back under a spell. Chipped it over the defender. And now Smith, who's hit one earlier. And this time he slips as he hits it. And it ends up with the Palace fans behind Dean Henderson's goal.
Yeah, just overstretching, wasn't he? Just overstretching. Smith hit a wonderful one about 10-15 minutes ago. Just grazed upon the bar of Dean Henderson's goal. This one just got it all wrong. High and wide.
Well, another change for Crystal Palace. It's Jeremy Pino who is making way, and Justin Devaney, the Northern Irishman, will come onto the field. You a fan of Devaney?
I am. I think he's a good player, loves getting in the ball. He's assured on the ball, confident as well.
And he's got 18 minutes to try and impact this game. Been in good form for his country too. Northern Ireland scored against Luxembourg recently and won player of the match. So one young player that I feel that Oliver Glasner trusts.
Yeah, I think he likes him. Well, he clearly likes him. Bringing him on he's an Alkmaar Europa Conference. He does trust him.
And he was the hero of the Community Shield win, of course, as well. He was. Justin Devaney.
That's the confidence in him, though. The penalty to step up at such a young age.
Well, he's got a chance now tonight. Here's Mark Gahey for Crystal Palace on the halfway line. And he finds Devaney, who can drift forward for the first time, his first couple of touches, and then rolls his ball out of play.
Commentator's curse.
A very good example of that, I would say.
First thing he does.
Another change for RZ Alkmaar. It is Troy Parrott, the former Spurs striker, who will make way. And coming on is Liquidcho Zayfuk. So he enters the field of play. Alkmaar have a throw. They're deep inside their own half on the right-hand side. Ball launched towards Sadiq, the right winger, who was quite bright in the first half. He's tailed off a bit in this one. This could be a chance for Adam Wharton on his right foot. Drives one at goal. But it's a daisy cutter and very easy for the goalkeeper.
I mean, I don't think he'd have cut any daisies even with that, to be honest. It was a very weak effort with his right foot.
Alkmaar looked to come forward again, and then Chris Richards, the powerful pass all the way back to Dean Henderson, who took it down quite nicely and then lifts it forward. So much live football on the way for you on the Talksport network. The Premier League is back this Saturday. Spurs against Manchester United is the early kickoff as Mateta is brought down in the centre of the park, and that'll be a yellow card for Smith. But don't forget, Game Day Live with Adrian Durham from 2:30. All the goals as they go in from the Premier League and the EFL. And if you want some Championship fare, by the way, Friday night, Watford against Bristol City, right here exclusively on Talksport 2. And Millwall against Preston in the Championship is the 12:30 kickoff. You can also hear that here on Talksport 2 with Ian Danter and Perry Groves. And we've got a late night offering on the Saturday too in the Premier League. Chelsea against Wolves, 8 o'clock kickoff, exclusively on Talksport with Jim Proudfoot and the former Hammers boss, Alan Pardew. Ball nodded forward there by Jefferson Lerma as Minans then flicks it forward, and forward come Alkmaar once again, and this is Isaac Jensen cutting in onto his right foot. Bit of a problem here for Richards to deal with, but he does so well, and then Adam Wharton just steals it on the edge of his own box and looks to come away. Oh, that's good feet from Kamada, but then he's lost it. Alkmaar still trying to drive forward here, trying to make a game of this. Palace leading by 3-1 here on Talksport 2. You're with Ollie Clinken, Darren Ambrose, as Mateta once again with some excellent hold-up. He's so good at that, isn't he? Earns himself a free kick inside the centre circle.
Yeah, that's what he does give you, doesn't he, Mateta? He works hard for his team, wins fouls. When you're under the bit of pressure, you play it up to him, holds on to it with his strength, and he's won about 3 or 4 of those in the last 10 minutes.
So Palace heading towards their first home win of this league phase in the Conference League. This game is brought to you in partnership with TNT Sports, the home of European football. 14 minutes to go. And the Palace fans still in very, very good voice. Ball lofted forward, looking for Devaney, but hoisted away this time by Coop Miners. And then Lerma can play it back to Chris Richards, who's happy to turn and go back to his goalkeeper, Dean Henderson, who launches a left-footed ball forward. Very interesting game, isn't it, at the weekend, Darren, against Brighton?
Yeah, it is. It's really, really important. I know how important it is to the supporters of both clubs. It's a huge rivalry that dates back a long, long time. Alan Mullery, Terry Venables days. People call it a derby. It's not a derby, it's a rivalry. They're not close, but they hate each other, and it's going to be a real good game.
Always plenty of needle when those two face off. It will be here at Selhurst Park. Gives Palace that added home advantage. They've been brilliant at home in the Premier League as well. 11 games they've now gone unbeaten here at their home ground. Long throw from Jefferson Lerma, launched into the box, and it's headed away by Smith. Lerma collects it though, and then the reverse ball doesn't quite come off there for Devaney, and the ball can be bowled out by the Alkmaar goalkeeper. Palace win it back though, midway through the Alkmaar half, and Devaney can turn and try and get away from his man. He's beaten off the ball fairly easily though, and Smith can come forward for Alkmaar. Carries on his run, Smith, but Jensen opts to come back inside and play it to Penetra. Now Gers, the centre-back, just trotting over the halfway line, and Palace almost, Aaron, are saying, well, come on then, what have you got?
Yeah, I was just going to say that. They've probably dropped 10, 15 yards in the last 5 minutes.
Looking very, very comfortable, despite the fact they haven't seen too much of the ball, Palace, in the last 5 or 10 minutes. 2-goal cushion, restored by 2-goal Ismaila Sarr, just after the hour mark here at Selhurst Park. We mentioned that Brighton game. Also on the way for Palace is Wolves away, and then Strasbourg in this competition away from home, and then Manchester United at home. So I think some tasty looking fixtures. Their schedule is ridiculous, Palace though. Midweek games all the way up until Christmas. And that's what you get if you're a successful side, I'm afraid. Darren Ambrose, that was put to Oliver Glasner and Max Onslakar in the press conference. They were asked actually if it was a punishment to play so many games, and I was pleased to hear their answer when they said, well, no, that's what we want as players and what we want as managers.
Of course, you want to play at the highest level possible. And at the moment for Crystal Palace, it's Europa Conference and the Premier League, and games come thick and fast. And if you continue to go through the cup games as well, you're going to get more and more games. But that's what you want as players. You want to go as far in competitions as possible, which breeds more games. So you can't complain about it.
A couple of changes for RZ Alkmaar in the final 10 minutes of this game. Kaska Bugard comes on. He's a bit late for Halloween, isn't he? He comes onto the field, the youngster. So his manager, Martin Martin's giving him a run out, and Maxim Decker comes on as well in the centre of the park. So Alkmaar happy to knock it around at the moment. Been a bit stop-start this second half, hasn't it? I actually thought that the referee, other than the VAR decisions, let the game flow quite nicely in the first half, but I mean, a few niggly fouls, and it's been difficult for the flow of the game since Palace got that third goal, Darren.
Yeah, I agree. He's done really well, actually, the official, and let's be honest, it's not his fault that the VAR took that long to make the decisions, the penalty, the goal, the other goal. But yeah, I think he's had a good game. Still, 10 minutes? We ticked into the last 10 minutes of this match, and you said it earlier that they're kind of saying, come on, see if you can break us down now. And with that, creates opportunities for counter-attacks. And that's where Kamada and Mateta and Devaney will come into play.
Palace have a throw inside their own half. It's then hoisted forward. That will head through to the RZ Alkmaar goalkeeper. We bumped into Sam Matterface, Talksport's very own, a bit earlier, didn't we? He's working on this game tonight. He'll be back from 10 o'clock tomorrow with Alex Crook and Troy Deeney. We had a good debate with Sam, didn't we, about Dan Burns' goal in the Champions League for Newcastle last night. A powerful header. If you haven't seen it, by the way, it will be the best header you will ever see in your life.
That was the debate.
And that was it. That was the only debate we had. As Palace win a free kick inside their own half.
Although Sam Matterface pointed out the Van Persie one.
Yeah, very
from
good
a while back. That was a fantastic header as well.
Yeah, the 2014 World Cup, I believe, if you remember that. But you were lauding Mickey van der Ven's brilliant goal for Spurs, and we did have a debate over which is the better goal. I'm sure they'll have more debates like that on the show tomorrow.
Puskas Award for Mickey van der Ven this year.
Would be one for Jim White and Simon Jordan to get their teeth into, I'm sure, too. They'll be back in the week on Talksport. Palace 3, Alkmaar 1. As Munoz comes forward for Palace. Can they get a fourth there? It's away from the keeper, and then Kamada inside the box. Fires it wide. Poor goalkeeping there from Owusu Aduru. He just flapped at it. It dropped for Kamada. Maybe came at him a bit too quickly and he fired it wide.
Yeah, he's done that a few times, Owusu Aduru. Just flapped at it and pushed it out, this time to Kamada. You know what? I think he needs to do better. He goes with the instep of his foot instead of, if he goes with his laces, it goes straight inside of his foot. He took it wide. It's a big chance that to go 4-1 up.
The ball's just slightly behind Kamada, wasn't it? He was almost stretching his leg back to try and get it on target. But yeah, a chance there to get a fourth for Crystal Palace. We've got 7 minutes of normal time remaining. And Oliver Glasner still barking instructions on the touchline. He's going to bring on 2 further substitutes as well. Kristantas Uche, who's yet to impress really in a Palace shirt, and Nathaniel Klein, who will be coming on to the pitch. Nathaniel Klein, who has tasted European success with Liverpool before.
In fact, probably the only player in the squad that I actually played with here at Crystal Palace, believe it or not.
My word. When was that, 1990?
How's he still going, by the way?
Fantastic, isn't it? His Mainans for AZ Alkmaar, just inside his own half. You can tell a few of these Alkmaar players are a bit frustrated now. Trying their best to get back into this game, but finding it very difficult indeed. And Bugard's lost it in the centre of the park to Kamada. Mateta charging ahead of him. It's still Kamada onto his right edge of the box, goes for goal. It's well blocked, and it's come out to Deveni. He tried one with his left foot. It's an air shot for Kamada, and then he sticks it in the back of the net. But that will be ruled out for offside, and rightly so, Darren.
Yeah, he knew it. He knew it was a great finish, by the way, but he must have been 4 yards offside from initial viewing, because he made the initial run, didn't he? Could have played Mateta in, decided to shoot himself. Good block. Tell you what, it's closer than I first thought. It must be a yard offside, but it's a lovely finish. Half volley into the near top corner.
Yeah, he is quite clearly offside. If you're a Palace fan listening, there have been a couple of agonising waits for you tonight, but I think this one will be cleared very quickly, and it has been. We'll now have those Palace changes I was talking about. Jean-Philippe Mateta will make way. Solid 84 minutes in the legs for him. And it's Daniel Munoz who will also come off for the Eagles, and Uche and Klein will be coming onto the field. Good shift, wasn't it, from both of those players, but Mateta will be really disappointed with the missed penalty. Poor penalty as well from him, but what a fantastic assist it was for that third and quite crucial goal for Ismail Assar.
Yeah, certainly was. He will be disappointed. He could and probably should have added to his tally for the season. Missed the penalty. He had another slight opportunity. He could have done better, but he really played a part and he really put a shift in. Real leader at the top of the field. But that man, Daniel Munoz, the energy he's got. I said it against AEK Larnaca. Just non-stop running. For me, it's the best right back in the Premier League.
Big claim there from you, Darren Ambrose. I think Yuri and Timber might have something to say.
Well, you can say it, I won't hear it.
Let's hope he's not listening.
Right back, right wing back, whatever you can call Daniel Munoz. It's fantastic. Really, really good performance again from him.
Yeah, brilliant from Munoz. So key to Palace in both defence and attack. And once again, putting a really good shift in. This is Crystal Palace 3, AZ Alkmaar 1. in the Conference League. Live on Talksport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk. Alkmaar trying to come forward with Zalfouk. And now Kamada can pick it up inside his own half. And Chavez picks it up for Alkmaar inside the Palace half once again. Time ticking down though for the Dutch side, who came into this game having won 5 games in a row. Uche then beaten off the ball by Dekker, and Alkmaar can come forward again with the nippy Isaac Jensen on the left wing with the blonde hair, whips it in with his right foot, but that's very comfortable indeed for Dean Henderson.
I should say, sorry Ollie, the atmosphere, nothing needs to really be said for me in terms of the Selhurst Park atmosphere. Everyone knows what I think about. I think they're tremendous fans, some of the best in the country, but the Alkmaar fans, I've just been watching them like they're having a party over the far side of us, bobbing up and down, applauding their team, clapping their team. There must be a good couple of thousand that have travelled over. Tremendous support.
Brilliant to see, isn't it? And exactly the kind of thing you'd want to see if you're a Palace fan. You want to see these European clubs who are so well represented across the continent as well. Not just those Dutch fans, but you're right, they are bobbing up and down in that away end, clapping their hands. You wouldn't think that their side were 3-1 down at all. As Lerma prepares to take yet another long throw for...
Oh, he's got a long throw, Lerma.
Palace.
Watch this.
Which Darren Ambrose questioned in the first half. It's been effective. As we just wait for a bit of treatment for one of the Alkmaar players inside the box, so there'll be a bit of a wait for this throw in. May add to the added time we can expect here at Selhurst Park. But it's a good win, this, isn't it, for Crystal Palace? And I was going to say earlier, it does show off the strength of the Premier League, doesn't it? I mean, this is an Alkmaar side who've done really well so far in the Eredivisie, but realistically speaking, Palace have been streets ahead of them for most of this game.
Dominant throughout, Crystal Palace. And look, the AK Larnaca match was a freak result, and you get those throughout seasons, throughout competitions. No one expected it. 14-1 before that game for them to win, and they did. But this is more like it. This is what shows, this is why they're favourites to win this competition.
Palace fans raising the volume, singing about their FA Cup success, and those songs will go on for generations, won't they? The ball launched into the area. It's Lacroix with the flick, and then Owusu-Aduru in the Alkmaar goal, able to come out and claim it in his bright yellow kit, head to toe in yellow. The Alkmaar goalkeeper who's been busy tonight, and he's had to be. Here's Chavez on the right hand side, the full-back who has switched flanks in this second half. And the ball played back to Gers. And it's exciting to think, isn't it, what Palace may achieve in this European campaign. So much disappointment in the summer when they were downgraded to the Conference League, but at least they still got the European nights, and at least they can dream big. Could be a chance though here for Alkmaar. It's Chavez inside the box. That wasn't well defended by Palace, but Chavez's shot was tame. He's frustrated with himself because it was straight at Dean Henderson.
Yeah, it was an opportunity to be back in the game, as he's just put up 5 minutes, the official, and they'd have had 5 minutes to get an equaliser. But yeah, as you said, tame effort and a comfortable save from Dean Henderson. They've not had much to do this half apart from the goal.
Sleepy Palace defending, you've got to say there as well. Here's Zay Falk, who's coming forward this time for RZ Alkmaar. Strong frame and tries to get away from Lacroix. Heads it in. Oh, what a chance that is. And it's wide from Jensen. A header inside the box. He's booted the post in frustration, and why not? 6 yards out, free header, and somehow he's put it well wide.
It just shows you, Ollie, doesn't it? They're clear, Crystal Palace. They're clear. They're just seeing the game out. They're going to win. 2 opportunities. It could be 3-3. Could be 3-3. That one, probably the best opportunity they've had all evening. Jensen.
Darren, how on earth has he missed that?
I have no idea. The cross would come at him fast, but he doesn't need to put as much on it as he did in terms of the header. Just glance it, direct it like a wall into the goal, direct it in, and it's a goal. No matter what, Dean Henderson cannot save that, it's too close.
Middle of the goal, 6 yards out, free header. That will not please Oliver Glasner either, because you're right, there was 2 chances in quick succession. And Palace could have seen themselves in a spot of bother. They do lead by 3-1 though, as we tick past the first minute and a half of 5 added on in the Conference League, live on Talksport 2. Been a brilliant game in parts this. First half was frantic. Missed penalty from Mateta. Lacroix putting Palace in front. Ismaila Sarr doubling that lead just before half-time. And Alkmaar finding a way back into this game, but quickly shut off by Ismaila Sarr. 2-goal hero tonight.
It was just a response, wasn't it, from Crystal Palace? It could have got tricky when Minan scored to take it to 2-1. And we've just seen a bit of foolishness from Mark Gahey. He's just picked up an injury. It's taken a little while to get up. The goalkeeper is about to take the throw. The referee would have allowed him to get back, and he's just walked up and kicked the ball away and got a yellow card for it.
So Alkmaar can try and pump it long. The keeper launches it into the area. Chris Richards fires it away. It's fired back in towards Decker inside the box, but Lerma can then take it towards his own corner flag. And then the referee, I think, has seen that the assistant has his flag up here on the near side, and Palace will have a free kick, which they can launch long. Don't forget, by the way, the game day phone-in will be back on Saturday from 5:30. Jamie O'Hara alongside Jason Cundy. Always brilliant. If you've had your fare of the Premier League action, you've been at an EFL game as well, maybe driving home, they are the boys to call if you want to laugh, or if you even want to just be wound up, as O'Hara did a bit this week. I saw Cundy having a bit of a go at Spurs as per usual. Always a brilliant listen. They're back tonight from 10. Here's Kristantas Uche on the edge of the box this time for Crystal Palace. His shot was blocked, but the chance could still be alive, and it's behind for another Palace corner. Good work from Wharton. His cross didn't beat the first man, but it is out. And Wharton will trudge over to take this. No rush. With a minute and 20 seconds left of added time in this game. We may get a bit added on because there was a stoppage for a injury to one of the Alkmaar players, so we might see an extra minute, but Palace seeing this game out, seeing themselves home at the moment. Wharton with the resulting corner. He swung it in, and it was Richards attacking it at the near post, and then the free kick goes AZ Alkmaar's way. And so time surely up for them, but they will look to get on with it as quickly as they possibly can. A couple of bodies still down in the box. It's a good win this though, isn't it? It's a good result for Crystal Palace. Will put them on 6 points, 2 wins, 1 loss so far in the league phase, Darren.
Yeah, you can probably say it's a statement win, statement result in this competition. As we've spoken about, Alkmaar, one of the stronger sides in it, along with maybe Fiorentina, Strasbourg, who obviously play Crystal Palace soon. But they are a really strong side, and they showed it in parts today. But it's been a dominant display from Crystal Palace.
Ball hoisted forward, and just a few of the seats around Selhurst Park beginning to empty as people realise that the job may well be done here from Crystal Palace's Adam Wharton tries to ping a ball forward looking for Daichi Kamada, and then the referee does bring this game to a close. Well, there we have it. Crystal Palace pick up their first home win in the league phase of the Conference League. Oliver Glasner applauds his players, and these Palace fans applaud them too. It's a third win on the spin for the Eagles, and it's a way to bounce back from that defeat to Larnaca last time out in this competition. A frantic first half. Jean-Philippe Mateta had a penalty saved in the 17th minute. It was then Maxence Lacroix who put the Eagles 1-0 up just after the 22-minute mark. And then Ismaila Sarr at the double. Scintillating Sarr. securing 3 points for Crystal Palace in Europe. 2 wins from 3 so far on their European journey, which is back on track. Darren Ambrose.
Yeah, job done. Back on track, as you said. Chalk and cheese to the Larnaca performance. And they got the right result. Good start from Alkmaar. We've spoken about that. But after about 15 minutes, dominated the match. And then they got a goal, didn't they, Alkmaar, to make it a little bit tense. Like 2-3 minutes later, perfect response. Real good performance to a man from Crystal Palace. Very, very impressed. They've gone from a shock defeat to showing why they're favourites for this competition.
And what about Ismaila Sarr as well? Took the first goal well, pokes it home. It was a poacher's finish. But then that finish for the third goal, having been played through by Jean-Philippe Mateta, that is a man full of confidence.
Yeah, I said it, razor sharp in front of goal. Not only that, played a lovely through ball as well to Mateta, who couldn't quite finish it off. When you're under the cosh a little bit, you need a forward player on form like he is in front of goal. And 2 fantastic finishes, and especially the second one where Mateta played him through. They'd just scored, Alkmaar played him through. No one in the stadium felt he was going to miss that, and it was a lovely, precise finish into the corner. Really, really impressive performance.
Right, time now for us to pick our man of the match with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
The Here For It hero on Talksport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
I don't want to sway you, Darren, but surely this only goes to one man.
No, I'm not going to give it to Ismaila Sarr. We've just spoken about him. I think he was fantastic. Daniel Munoz as well down the right-hand side. To a man, everyone was brilliant. But in a European week of centre-half scoring fantastic goals, I'm going to give it to Maxence Lacroix for his first finish, the opener, the first goal at home for Crystal Palace in a European tie. I thought he was outstanding as well in defence. So although Ismaila Sarr got his 2 goals, Maxence Lacroix was, for me, today's man of the match.
Well, there we go. That was our Here For It hero, man of the match from today's game with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.